something that just doesn't get taught often in life. It's not something that the school system taught. It's not something that parents always teach their children. But I want to teach you this valuable lesson, because if you can master this, it will change your entire life. It's all about the words you speak. Sticks and stones, they break bones. Cool, we get that. But words destroy a soul. They destroy destinies. They destroy calling. They destroy someone's purpose, someone's vision, someone's business. I've heard people in their moments of anger have spoken something that they never should have spoken. And the words that they spoke to someone else, it has taken them years to get over. It's also ended people's entire marriages, relationships, and also children's lives have been ended because of words. People have committed suicide because of words that were spoken. When witches are doing witchcraft, you know what they use? Words. When people go and see psychics and the psychics speak words to them and they come into agreement with those words, there is then a transaction that happens where you come into agreement, and then that demon is able to perform whatever task was spoken. That's why the Bible speaks very clearly, and it says, you will be judged by every idle word you have ever spoken. The thing that we need to realize is we are made in the image of God. So what we speak is very powerful. Whatever you speak to yourself is very powerful. And that is why in my personal life, when I started to discover the power of words, I realized that I've got to be very careful with what I speak. I've got to be very careful with what I listen to, because words comes here. The ears are the gate to the soul. It's one of the gates. And the words that we listen to, that's why I don't listen to certain music and certain people, like people try gossip. I don't want to hear it because it's coming into my soul. I only want to hear good things about people. So we, as human beings, have to be mindful of this. We have to realize that what you speak, it's not science like what people think. It's actual spiritual. Words have spiritual power to them. So that's why the positive, motivated people speak life over everything. They are always grateful. They speak blessings over their children, blessings over themselves, blessings over their situation. They pray, they fast, and they don't want to speak negative things, because the subconscious also takes in whatever you tell it and it believes it. So if you say, I can't, the mind sits there and processes it and says, okay, we can't. But something funny happens when someone says, I can, I will, I have to, and they motivate and they push themselves and they speak highly of their children, highly of people. They attract something, positivity, and that positive energy, it's spiritual positive energy, just makes a big difference. That's why I'm encouraging you from today, be very careful with what you speak over yourself, over your children, over others. And if you've spoken words to people and you know those words were wrong, I really want you to try and correct it. You know, a woman once told me, by the way, I made a huge success. And I was like, congratulations. And she was like, yo, you said I would never make it. Now, in my coaching days, early days, I was quite aggressive. I didn't like people who made excuses. So I would, not realizing it, trying to motivate them, but was very harsh in my words. And my words carried power to her, where she felt like she wasn't good enough and she had to prove herself to me. And I said to her, I'm actually sorry. I always knew you could do it, but I was trying to motivate you. But the words I used were not good for her soul. And that's the thing. We don't realize it. Some people might never react to you or respond to you, but the words you've spoken has affected them down the line. And one day when they're on the streets, or they're addicted to drugs or alcohol, or they haven't started that business, or they haven't followed their destiny, it's because they believed the wrong words from people. And that's why for me, I read the Bible and I just realized that when God speaks blessings, love, and He gives us the law, He gives us the commands, He gives us grace, and He tells us, love Him, love the Lord our God, love our neighbor as ourselves. And that's like, cool. If you love someone, you will speak kind to them. You'll speak blessings. So do yourself a favor. Watch from this day on what you speak. God bless you.